This is actually a replacement video for a video that was on HillOrStream. It's a replacement for two videos, color meditation and from more on color meditation. I've been doing this since my youth, in my preteens probably. It's sort of a self-devised technique, although others have certainly, probably come up with it themselves. It's not that exotic in the basics of it. And in fact, I was looking at some of the theosophical stuff, and this is actually a technique that they use. So, I don't know, maybe I was theosophical in a previous lifetime or something. So the idea is really simple. It's basically an inner screen technique. Very similar to a technique you use in chakra meditation, but I'm not going to go through that right now. It's basically an inner screen, third eye technique. So you're visualizing these colors, just closing your eyes, relaxing, and letting the pre-hypnagogic imagery kind of come in a little bit. And you can do this with or without a short mantra. A short mantra will often enhance it a little bit. But basically, I'm looking for the colors, and I go in sequence just to keep them straight and not skip any. And I start with red, the lowest vibration, red. And I think of a stop sign. I think of that tone of red, and I even think of an octagon shape. And I try to picture that, to see it literally in my inner screen. Not just the inner thought, but a inner screen thought, an inner screen image of a stop sign. It doesn't have to say stop or the white stuff on it, just the red shape, octagon shape. And I try that for a while, and when I start to more or less get it, I try to work on it until I get it. More on this later. Sometimes that's, that can be self-limiting. But generally, I try to work on it until I can get the image, to some degree at least, to my satisfaction. And then I move on to orange. And orange, I'll picture an orange. And I'll work on that until I get some image of an orange. And then I'll shift that to yellow. And I'll picture a lemon. Keep it simple. Once I feel I've got a grip on yellow, then I'll move on to green. And I might think of a lawn or a evergreen forest or something that's really green. Or even Kelly green or some other green. Once I feel I've got a good green, I'll move on to blue. And of course you can think of the sky. I normally try to go for a real pure blue, not a pastel blue though. So I don't know that I have a great example of that. Maybe a friend's car who's got a real pretty blue. Kind of reminds me of a childhood bicycle. Anyway. So think of a nice good blue. And blue and yellow are actually used as spiritual channels to some degree. Probably all colors are. But so blue and yellow are a little bit special. And yellow may actually be a harmonic thing where it could be an astral yellow or it can be a spiritual yellow, but I'm kind of getting into the weeds here. Anyway, once you feel you've gotten blue, and often blue can be kind of tough, but once you get some kind of blue going, move on to violet. So yeah, like I was saying, yellow, blue, and violet, they all seem to be spiritual channels of some sort. Probably all colors are. But blue in particular can often be a sign of a connection with a spiritual traveler of some sort. A lot of times it'll be a blue dot, maybe not in dead center either, not a big blue blob, but a blue dot. That can actually be a spiritual channel, so that's something you might want to acknowledge if you see it. Keep your vision straight, your inner vision straight, even if it is off a little bit to the side where you see the dot. But it's a particular blue. It's a real pure, closest thing I can think of is some of these LED Christmas lights they got now that are blue. It's a real pure blue. And then the violet, as I've discussed elsewhere, comes into me in waves, and it's more like a flood dropping down on me, my purple rain effect. So, variations on this, once in a while. I rarely do variations on this myself, but I always, in general, with all these techniques, I welcome change-ups. I encourage change-ups, I should say. It's not like I'm getting anything personally out of what you do, but we all do. Actually, I shouldn't say that. We all gain when others, you know, expand themselves. Keep it simple. So change-ups, once in a while, it's good to do change-ups in your techniques. You know, you could do this in reverse order. Start with purple, work your way down to red. You could use chakra meditation, you know, where you're, instead of just keeping it in your inner screen, you're thinking of each chakra as you go up or down. So once in a while, variations are cool, but the basic technique is just to work from red to violet and actually see the colors on the inner screen, one, you know, one by one by one. And now from the more on color meditation video, I pointed out that this is not a trivial technique, and most people didn't watch the previous video on color meditation on HillOrStream, and I was kind of upset by that a little bit because I think it's a very primary thing, and people kind of blow it off as a trivial thing. It's not trivial. It's actually quite difficult. Give it a try, see how it works for you. Let me know if it comes real easy or if it doesn't come at all. I'm curious how other people's experience is. Now, if you come to a point where it's just frustrating, you're not really getting good colors, good control of color, you need to then change it up and step through it for a while. Instead of trying to just stay with one color until you get it and then moving on. If it is difficult and you're not getting results, then sometimes it's worth pushing through, stepping through, pushing through, forcing through. So even if you barely get a perception of red, but it's taking too long, move on to orange and just keep going. So maybe give yourself a limited time for each one, or use a short mantra. Maybe go one color per mantra repetition. Force yourself through it at a fairly quick rate that way. So yeah, change it up if it's not happening for you. Maybe a short mantra per color, maybe a 2 in-out breath, you know, and a 2-syllable short mantra would be good for that. But it's as simple as that. It's a rather simple technique. The goal is to do better with your inner visualization skills. And that's about it. It's not easy. I'd like to, really like to get some feedback on how people do with it. Hopefully some of you will try it. Thanks.